Today we are talking about how to buy traditional land and get it on title. So if getting land or securing land is one of your goals for 2021, stay right here and watch to the end of the video. Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I am Matilda and here we discuss everything progressive, especially if you're talking of money moves. Anyway, so today I wanted to share with you how to buy traditional land and take it to state land or get it on title. So if you're in a country like Zambia, there are two types of land systems. So today we're going to go through all of that. Now, having land or buying land is a great investment. It is a great asset to have, and also when well managed, land can give you huge returns that are beneficial for you, your children, and your children's children. I think that is awesome. So it is great to have it. However, I must mention that it is a huge investment that needs quite a bit of planning. So if you're planned up and ready to get into it, this is an awesome time to do it. So basically, before we start off in any other area, any other direction, when looking at the issue of land or buying land in Zambia, you need to know that land has, the Zambian land law has two types of systems. We have traditional land and we have the state land. Now, traditional land is not necessarily put on title. It is actually given to you by a chief under the supervision of a headman and all those good things. And you don't have a title on it, but you're allowed rights towards the land, and it's under the control of the chief because we have chiefs in Zambia. And then we have the titled land or the state land. State land will give you a title for your land, meaning you have a card, a paper, something that says you own this land and it's yours. And it's usually done through the ministries, and also it's given to you by the president, who's the custodian of land for the Zambian people. Now, for some people that buy traditional land or you have inherited traditional land, sometimes you'd like to take it into state land. Now, there are a number of reasons people would like to do this, and I'll give you in a bit, but for now, let's start with how to actually buy traditional land. So in Zambia, when you want to buy traditional land, the first thing you do, of course, is you kind of hear people talking about it or someone advertising that they are selling traditional land. Now, one way to know that this is traditional land, it is relatively cheaper than titled land. So usually in an area where, for example, I'm just giving you an example, land will be going for maybe 500,000 kwacha. Traditional land will probably be going at 50,000 kwacha. So that is also one sign for you to know the price is usually lower than titled land. Now, after you find the land you would like to buy, the next step for you to take is for you to go and see this land and meet the headman, who will also introduce you to the chief. Now, one of the important reasons for doing this is because you are joining that community. Remember, traditional land does not have a title. So it's basically you are welcomed into the community, so the chief and the headman would like to get to know you. They would also like to know what you would like to do with the land and see if it is in line with what the community believes and their customs and traditions. So once they give you the green light to get the land and you pay for it from the person that's selling it, usually who's a member of that community, you are entered into a book. There's a book that they keep all records of people owning land that shows when and where your land is located and when you bought it as well. So after that, you'll be given a letter of offer from the chief or signed by the chief. And this is actually administered by the headman. Now, please take note that the headmen are really important people in our rural areas, and it's amazing. So you kind of have to appreciate it or know more about it to appreciate it deeper. But that is what happens. So once you're entered into the book, you will also be a member of the community. Now, being a member of the community, from time to time, they will invite you for certain ceremonies or activities, and just out of goodwill, you might want to be present because these people have invited you into the community and they would like you to also take part, functions, contributing for ceremonies and all those things. So that is how you get your traditional land. So after you have bought your customary land or traditional land and you're part of the community, you might find that you actually would like to get this land titled. Now, there are a number of reasons people do this. One of them could be that titled land is not easily challenged. For somebody to step up and say, no, this is my land, it's not an easy process. It has to follow strict procedures for you to actually not for you to lose ownership of your land, and that's one reason people will actually title their land. The other reason people title their land, which I've found to be a bit more common than the usual, is that they want to have access to loans and finance. So titled land, usually with that document, you're able to get a loan and give it up, basically give up the title as security for your loan and yeah, whatever financing you want. So those are two of the main reasons people would actually change their traditional customary land into state land or statutory land. So there are basically about 7 stages you follow when you're taking your traditional land into titled land, and it's not too tedious. However, you might want to get to know how to do it, because in Zambia, if you do not know how to do something, it gets a bit crazy. You know, people will take advantage of you if you meet the wrong people. So you might want to know the stages to take. Now, the first thing you want to do is site planning. Site planning is basically where you hire an authorized planner or a licensed surveyor to do some site plans for your land, the land that you're interested in. So these guys already know the procedure. Once you engage one of them, they will do it for you. It doesn't take too long. The price I'm unable to really estimate, but it will cost you something, because different surveyors, land surveyors, will charge differently, and it depends on who you know, what you talk to, and how you talk to them, or whatever. But it will cost you something. When the product of this stage is that you will get some site plans. So when you get your site plans, that is where now you take those site plans to the chief of that customary area that you're in. So the chief then looks at them and endorses them. He signs on them, agreeing that yes, this is what it is and this is what's on the ground, and I am aware. Because all these stages, when you go through the entire stage, it is just basically telling each person at each stop to say, please be aware that I am doing this, and please take note that this is happening, and all these things. So that is why the chief endorses after the site plans. Third thing you want to do is take it for endorsement at the district council. Now, each land, every property in Zambia is under a particular district authority. So after the chief signs, you take it to the district council, who will sign on it and endorse and be like, oh yeah, we see this and we are aware. So then from there, you go to the provincial level. You take it to the provincial authorities that also endorse your application to take traditional land into state land. Now, please note that not everyone will go through the district then provincial, because some district councils actually have full planning authorities at district level, so you don't need to go to the provincial level. However, at each district they will advise you on whether you do need to go or not. However, when you get to the provincial planning authorities, they will also endorse and approve, and then that gives you also clearance to go to the next stage. After clearing with the provincial level, your traditional land is ready to go on to the next stage, which is taking it on to the Ministry of Lands. Now that is almost like you're almost done. That's step number 5, and you know the light is shining at the end of the tunnel. So then when you take it there, it is first of all given a number. After your property has been numbered, and you are then given, which is step 6, you are then given an ITT, which is invitation to treat, from the Commissioner of Lands. Once you're given that, there will be a small amount of money or a fee attached to it, and then you pay it. Now when you pay, the product of that stage is that you get an offer letter. This offer letter is a letter that's coming from like the government or the president, saying they're offering you this land, and you kind of accept it. You really can't refuse, can you? So that is step number 6 and 7. Step number 8 is to get a surveyor to survey your numbered land. Now this is slightly different from the first ones where we had site diagrams. This one is a surveyor that's engaged, and you will pay a penny for it. You will pay something towards it. It might cost you a bit more than when you started out with the site diagrams. So the outcome of this stage is that you're going to get survey diagrams. These are really detailed, and they are very precise. They also appear in your document, in your title deed. So they're really, really important. Make sure to get the right person, a qualified person, to survey this, or to survey your property and do this for you. Now, just a side note, I know somebody that is really good in this area, so if you want those details, I will post them in the description box below. So after getting your survey diagrams, you come to the very last stage, which is now the finish line. You submit your offer letter that you're given by the ministry and your survey diagrams, your surveyor diagrams, your survey diagrams. You submit them to the Ministry of Lands, and that's all they need to actually now, issue a title deed to you, and you're done. Basically, that's how easy it is. I know it sounds tedious. I remember when I was going through this process, I was wondering and thinking, will this ever end? But it is worth it, and it is really important. It's not so hard when you follow all the steps and you kind of not interfere with the process. You will get to the end and you get your title deed. Now, on a side note, you might want to notice that titled property is more expensive than traditional property, and it's because of these stages. The stages are kind of a discouragement for certain people because of all these stops they have to make. So it is tiring. It's not as easy because you have to be committed whenever you're called for something, or whenever there's a date, you have to appear. So that is one reason people do not like traditional land. However, it is really, really affordable if you are starting out, you don't have much money, or you just want to get some land. It is a great option for you to secure land and start growing your asset profile. So thank you for watching, guys, and I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comment section how you found it, and you can check out the description box for the details of the surveyor that I know that will do an awesome job for you. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.